Well, I hope your day is going well. In this video, I want to just turn and talk a little bit about career preparation. We talk a lot about mastering content, and that's important. But isn't it weird if I, let's say, for example, know that I want to be a doctor, but I'm spending a lot of my time learning economics just for fun, right? And that's fine. I could do that. But shouldn't I also make sure I make time to focus on chemistry and physics and mathematics and biology? See, that's very important because I know where I'm headed in life. This is going to be a very interesting video in terms of one claim I want to make, which is that it is possible from elementary school to know for a fact what you want to do with your life, or to know for a fact what you don't want to do with your life, right? There's certain things that don't just change as you get older. Now, you should be open. You should have a growth mindset. I get all that. But some kids in elementary school are doing math during the day, in the afternoon, at night, on the weekends. I'm beginning to think that child might want to think a little bit more about engineering and science and medicine or something, right? Or there's some kids, all they want to talk about is the political details and things that have to do with humanities and reading more books in the humanities and teaching people grammar and helping people understand things. See, maybe they should be thinking of a different field. We should still teach them math, but we should really keep an eye out, right? Parents and teachers should be keeping an eye out on, hey, that kid is gravitating in a certain direction. Let's introduce them to a doctor. Let's introduce them to a lawyer. Let's introduce them to a teacher and see if that's something they're maybe interested in. Job shadowing is so important when it comes to career preparation. But here's the claim I want to make, though. More again, it is possible to know beyond the shadow of a doubt what you want to do with your life at a young age. There are a lot of people going to college who don't know what they want to do with their lives, right? So why aren't we spending more time talking about career preparation? And there's no pressure. See, America has one benefit that other nations don't have. And that is you can pivot even when you're 50. You can be 50 years old and go back and be a doctor. You can't do that in Nigeria. You can't do that in many countries. Like, maybe you could try. It'll take a lot of prayer, fasting, miracles, and a lot of things to change in the whole system. In America, you can literally decide, I want to go back and get a 4-year degree in chemistry. And you can find yourself doing that. You can't do that in many countries of the world. So there are many opportunities in America, so we shouldn't be afraid to give children a chance to explore. And if they try something and realize this doesn't work, well, we saw they had the skills, we saw they had the toolkit, and we encouraged them to go in that direction. They job shadowed and they still had an interest in that. That's why we encouraged them to go study physics, for example. Now they have a degree in physics and they're like, you know what, I've worked for 2 years and I want to pivot. That's okay, right? So they can pivot, but it's important that we give them a chance to start somewhere. So please consider reading this book called Career Planning for Teens, which is written by Seth Hicks. I just thought it's a pretty cool book to help people think through these things. So please check it out, and then let's talk more about career preparation. It is possible to know at a young age. What do you love to do? What are your skills? What are your tools? Make a list of those, and then in the next video we'll dive and go further into getting ready for the career that will be a good fit for us. And we can change that later, but why don't you just have a plan? And so one of the reasons we don't give as much homework at LifeSTEM is we want you to go home, spend time with your families, spend time talking to people about their jobs and what they do, spend time job shadowing, spend time learning to be a good worker in whatever field you're in if you're in high school, and then you'll do well. So we're going to do more of a deep dive into this book. I just wanted to tell you, it is possible to know beyond the shadow of a doubt the direction you should be going, and I have that from personal experience. I always loved math and trying to write math to help people understand math. So I know where I was headed, even from a very young age. And you can too. And if you're in high school, really increase and focus on what am I seeking to do with my life. Have direction. Make sure it has a high return on investment. We just saw that places like St. Cloud State University are closing some departments. That might be a hint to maybe be careful with some of those majors, or maybe just find a way that you can make those majors work for you. But have a plan before you ever step foot in a college. I highly discourage people going to college without a plan. Have a plan. Even if you have a full ride, have a plan. Because what if you have a full ride, but you really want to be an electrician? What if you have a full ride, but you really want to become a plumber? Well, why are you going and studying communicating arts when you know you want to be a plumber? Make sure you shadow people, get a lot of time on the job, seeing what people do, get a journal and write down what you're learning from those people, and then go from there. Send me an email if you have questions, but I believe young people can find their calling at a young age. Thank you and have a blessed day.